It's crazy how much gas I spend in a few days. It's not as hot as I want it, but it'll do the job. Okay. Not going that way. It's a moving truck. There we go. Wiper fluid. I gotta get wiper fluid. Top of the morning to the lot of you. How it goes? Headed to a job. What can you advise a beginner at TaskRabbit IKEA stuff and TV mounting? TV mounting, I hate mounting TVs. I mean, I'll do them from time to time, but for the most part, I don't fuck with them. There was actually a really big job out mounting 8 TVs that were 65 inches a piece. Hold on, this intersection sucks. Like, there's accidents here all the time because people don't know how to drive. Yeah, that guy's gonna go, and then watch, these pricks are gonna go, even though it's my turn. I could have gone because that guy went, but this guy was already all. Can you go? What the fuck? Oh my god. Now I'll just wait. Fuck it. It's like I have to be super careful here because you have no idea how many times people fuck up this intersection. It's the worst. For me, it's the worst intersection I've seen in town. And no one. It's because they have a dedicated left-hand turn lane, and because of that, at a stop sign, it fucks everything up. I might lose you guys for a second. Stay here, okay? It's just this is a really bad stretch of road, but I'll be right back and we'll be golden. So I'll answer your question once we leave the dead zone. I don't want you to think that. I don't want to answer your whole question just to have it go away. The IKEA stuff is simple though. So it's furniture assembly. Not the best quality furniture in the world, but it is better than some of the shit from Wayfair. Flat rate IKEA job and you're using a screwdriver and a hammer, yeah, you're not making as much money as you think you are. You might be there, you know, making a decent amount of coin, but when you divide your time there to the amount of money that you're getting, you're making a considerably less amount of cash. Great, that thing's never charged. The TV mounting, too bad I'm not home because I did actually a live stream where I taught someone exactly how to do it. It's pretty easy. You want to find the studs. Standard is 16 inches apart. Sometimes they're like 22 or 24, something like that. Sometimes they are more. It just depends on the wall. Usually they're 16 inches apart. So I do the tried and true method of finding like the hollow spots, and then when I find it solid, there's my stud. You can use a stud finder. I use a stud finder to kind of gauge like the correct area, but most stud finders are garbage anyway. So I use a stud finder to kind of gauge the appropriate area. I do my taps, then I get a really small, like 1/8, if not smaller than that, drill bit. I drill on each side of where it says that the thing is, and that's how I find my center, and then I drill right in that bad boy. So, what's on the schedule for today? Well, right now we're going to a job. It's gonna be, I don't know how quick it's gonna be. So it's a king size bed that I have to take apart and then move, which is fine, but I don't know how big this bed is, and I gotta move it by myself. So, because they didn't want to hire anyone else. So, I'm gonna see what I can do. But I don't have a dolly or anything anymore. Ideally, I need 2 people for this. Honestly, I should have asked them ahead of time, but it is what it is. So it's kind of like they're getting a medical bed put in that room because the individual that lives in that bedroom is on hospice care. So the king size bed they don't need. Your Wheaties and spinach? No, not a Wheaties fan anymore, man. Ever since Bruce Jenner fucking, I don't know, man. I don't look at Wheaties the same anymore. It used to be the breakfast of champions. I don't know now. It's the kind of cereal that make me want to cut my dick off. Anyway, leave that woman alone. Yeah, so TV mounting's not bad. IKEA, if you're there for the IKEA task, not just a standard furniture assembly, you don't want to rush it. You want to do it right. You do not want to call back on an IKEA job or anything like that. You don't want negative reviews or anything like that. So take your time. Don't rush it, but try to use more efficient methods of putting that shit together. That's my key advice. Be very mindful if it's your first time. Like there are some sets of furniture from IKEA, I don't even look at the instructions because I've done them so many times. There are other parts from IKEA that are brand new to me. So I take my time, I read the instructions thoroughly. Slow and steady is what I say. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Take your time and the speed will come. So that's the method when I was learning how to shoot rifles, shoot guns. That's the method that helped me become as good as I am at that. I'm not saying like I'm some freaking being at fucking shooting, but I'm a pretty damn good shot, and that's because I took my time when I was... Okay, that was weird. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the stupid phone. I have a idea that I wanted to talk about. I got 1-star review yesterday for that dresser I did. Came out crooked in some places. I think it was a mechanical problem because I followed the template. I'm assuming that's a Wayfair thing. That happens more often than you would think. They don't machine those properly. I mean, I've gone to jobs and seen Wayfair stuff come in where none of the stuff is pre-drilled out. Like it's all like a blank canvas, and it was supposed to be drilled out. If it's not drilled out, I can't do anything with it. So, but my advice for that situation, double, triple check everything. If it comes out crooked, let them know. Like, hey, just so you know, it's kind of crooked, but it's a manufacturer error. Obviously, you can't tell until you put it together. I've put it together, this is the problem, and this is the reason why. The holes aren't drilled in the proper locations, they're like an eighth of an inch off, and then the whole thing kind of gets a little cattywampus. So, yeah, just be very mindful of what you're working with and let your customer know. I have to do that stuff all the time. If there's any kind of error, like, of anything. But they didn't give 2 shits. So that's another weird thing, is sometimes, so here's the thing. Sometimes people order from IKEA, they'll order furniture assembly through IKEA. So they think that we work for IKEA, they think we represent IKEA, not TaskRabbit. They have no idea that we're independent contractors or anything. So they think that we're an extension of IKEA. It's the same thing with Handy. They don't really know about Handy very much, but they think that we're connected to them through Wayfair. So anything that we do or anything that we represent is a representation of Wayfair. So by them going and rating us poorly, that's a rate towards Wayfair. If you go on the Google Play or the App Store and you look at reviews of the client, the Handy app for the clients, a lot of people that don't like the furniture they get, they go and they rate the app. So they'll poorly rate the app, even though it's not the app that they're there to rate. They're there for rating Wayfair. So they have complaints about Wayfair, but they leave reviews on the app, and follow suit back to us. So the way I'm thinking of doing this stuff when I'm up in Washington, because there's a lot of IKEA jobs up in the Seattle area, a lot of them are pretty spread out. I'm not going to be going to Tacoma or Lacey or Olympia or anything like that. But if it's in Renton, Auburn, see, Redmond's kind of hard because Redmond is further away from me, but it might be worth it to go up and do work up there. Just because of the potential for tips that you can get. Also, Redmond is a really fucking nice area, and people that order IKEA stuff in Redmond, it's usually more than just one or two things. It's usually like a payout of at least $600-700 per person. So it might be worth my trip out there. But I'm gonna jump my rate up when I go up to Seattle, definitely. That was the first shitty rating out of the 26 I completed. I know you can't please everyone, but I feel Handy has cut my job availability. I haven't seen anything in the app since. So we all, whenever that happens, we want to blame the company itself. You got to remember that it's not like an individual person came in and then turned off your availability. I mean, is that possible? Absolutely, they have access to stuff like that. But let's be real. The reason why that happens is not because an individual came in and did it, it's because of the algorithm. The way the algorithm works, look at TaskRabbit, for example. If you're 100% on all your metrics, you'll be seen at the top of the list damn near every time. And then they also calculate how many tasks have you done, how many tasks have you done recently, how many reviews have you gotten, how many of those reviews are good, how many of those reviews are bad for the lifetime of the app that you've been on. There's a lot of different metrics that go into showing just where on that list you're gonna be. And it's really weird, it's really bizarre. There are people that are brand new to TaskRabbit, never done a job, and they're like number one on the list. It's the algorithms just calculate shit on their own, and then they bring it out. So it's really hard to kind of make sense of. I remember for me, my acceptance rating was piss poor, and it was all because one client decided to hire me like 10 times for the same job, and they wouldn't cancel all the additional hires that they did, even though they didn't mean to do those. So it made things relatively difficult on my end, but you know, it is what it is. You gotta roll with it. Luckily, I got a 5-star rating today from the job I did today. What did you do today? So IKEA owns TaskRabbit, right? It's a scary thought. What if Amazon made a play on TaskRabbit? Honestly, if Amazon made a play on TaskRabbit, a lot of our rates would just fucking go down. A lot of our rates would go down. And Amazon would gouge the fuck out of us. And the reason why is, I think that we would still be able to choose our rates, but Amazon would take a much higher cut. So I think with TaskRabbit, they take like 11.5%. But I think Amazon would jump that shit up to 20%. Easy peasy. I can easily see that. So the customers would be getting charged a lot more, and the way to counteract that would be for us to lower our rates. Hung 5 pictures and 4 small mirrors. Had hung the mirrors above her bed. Why doesn't it just stay up? I wish the chat would just stay up. That's why I hate using this app for streaming. They were evenly spaced and level. Come on. It took a bit because hanging the brackets weren't level either. Yeah, dude, measuring is oh my god, measuring's a pain in the ass. So that's the thing about mounting jobs. Sometimes people, like, they say that they want this thing mounted, and then I get there, and whatever it may be, or multiple items, they wonder why it takes so long. And it's not like I'm there for 10 hours or anything, but they think it's like, oh, he'll be here, and, there's like 4 or 5 things I need hung in different parts of the house, of different sizes. It's fine. You just basically got to mount it on the wall. It's not going to take more than 5-10 minutes a piece. Sometimes they take more, especially mounting TVs. Finding the stud takes a few minutes, and then making sure that everything's properly level. And mounting is a pain in the ass because of the measuring. It's not the actual mounting portion. Putting it, whatever it is, on the wall is whatever, but making sure you get things lined up appropriately. That's a ticket, man. Some clients, the big one for me is curtain rods. I've done a lot of curtain rods, and some clients just don't get it. When they go out to buy curtains, they want like the short ones, the ones that go to the bottom of their window. Pictures were a breeze. I'll check it out in a minute. Give me a second. So the curtain rods, they'll measure out their window from top to bottom, and they'll buy a curtain that's long enough just for that. And then they realize, like, oh wait, I have to put this middle piece in so that it doesn't bow the curtain rod. So what they do is they think that on either end of the window we're just going to mount it right there up at the corners, and it's like, no, we have to go at least 2 inches up from that, because you have bullnose right there, or not bullnose, or corner bead, or whatever the hell it's called. I think bullnose is the curved one. But you have you have the metal right there that's on the drywall that lets it make it flush for you. So people don't realize that, and you have to go above that. So if you're buying curtain rods, even if you want the short ones, get an extra 2 to 3 inches if it's available, because it's going to make our job mounting that shit a lot easier. Because then it's like, I had a client and she wanted it like just the way that she wanted it. It's like, it's not going to work. I have to put this middle piece in so it doesn't bow, and you're kind of making my job a little bit harder than it really has to be. But by requesting that, because it's like, it's not possible. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, sweet. So technically I'm here, but the job doesn't start for like another 30 minutes, so I'm gonna kind of go down the road a little bit. Right over here. So it's the next street up. So I'm gonna pull over on this one, find a nice little quiet place to park, and then we will chit chat for about 15-20 minutes. Oh shit. I was gonna park there, but there's a lady right there. Sometimes it's weird, like you're parking in front of someone's house and they get all sketched out. It's like, dude, I'm not doing anything, I'm just chilling. Oh wait, actually, that's even better, because this I don't have to go back to the main road. All right, because I can just whip right up around. Okay. Yeah, I could just park right here. This should be fine. Let me take a look. Pictures were a breeze. The mirrors took me about 80 minutes, but it was perfectly level when I left, and she gave me 5-star and a $20 tip. Good for you, brah. Since I'm here, I might as well start to clean up a little bit before things get out of hand. It's a work truck, but I shouldn't treat it like one. Treat my vehicle with a little bit more respect than I do now. So, oh yeah, going back to my video idea that I thought, because since I have my computer working and everything, and I want to produce good content for you guys, I was thinking of doing something new, something different, something I don't think I've ever actually done. I wouldn't classify it as like a skit, but it's not going to be one of those videos where I'm standing there talking and stuff. I mean, there will be talking at some point in it, but I was thinking of making a video titled A Day in the Life of an Independent Contractor or something like that. A day in the gig economy. So basically, it would be a POV shot thing that is basically me going around doing my gig economy thing, checking the app, going through and, you know, going to see clients and stuff, and working on jobs. Obviously, it would take a little while to film all those things. It wouldn't take extremely long to edit, but I want to make sure that I have enough footage. So I was thinking of doing that, and I could start filming that actually, I guess technically today. Keep that. A bunch of junk down here. That's pretty good right there. Oh yeah? Thinking of making gig economy videos? And I do have some trash back there, but nothing too crazy. So, the back of the truck is looking just fine. I'll try to tidy up in here. I had a put that in there. Damn it. What inspired me to start the channel? I've been on YouTube since a few months after it became a thing. I've been on YouTube basically since it started. I was in high school at the time, and I started the channel because me and my friends, we would always make videos because we all wanted to get into film when we got older. So in high school we would be filming with our cameras and editing on Windows Movie Maker, and you know, we didn't really have anywhere to upload. So the stuff that we would make was really dumb because we didn't know what we were trying to make. So eventually what we did was, when YouTube came out, out of all of our friends, all of my friends, I was the only one that actually made a YouTube channel. And we kind of stopped making videos, and I just started making my own stuff. I wish I would have kept on it, because back then I was not super popular, but having 10,000 views on a video back then was the equivalent of having 1 million views on a video today. Like, it was big, and I made videos about the game Morrowind. You know, tips for people that are getting into the game for the first time. And that really took off, but then the camera I had, I could only record for, I had 2 memory cards in that camera. I could record for 30 seconds, or I could record for 1 minute and 12 seconds or something like that. I'm 29. Or I'm going to be 29 next month. So, and then eventually it was really difficult to put the camera in, the card in, card out. I have to go dump it, and that's how I would record my gameplay. Oh shit, Elder Scrolls, hell yeah, dude. And then I made little skit videos, which, I don't know, they weren't like so much skits. It was weird. If you go back on my channel and like go all the way back, like years back to the beginning, it's a very different channel. It's kind of always been like a variety show. So over the years, whatever just so happens to pique my interest, that's what I make videos about. There are some things that I have created on the channel that I wish I could have had like as a side thing to have on the channel every now and then, like Political Bob. I love making those videos. And making the Ask an Android videos, because those ones, those take time because I have to think, I have to come up with a topic, I have to think, I have to write it out. Like as an author, I have to write out a story from someone's perspective, and then have them narrate it, and then I have to input it into a program that does text to speech, record that on the computer, and then bring that over to in my editing software, and then I have to edit like the sound waves and stuff like that to make it look nice. And then I gotta, finish editing the video, bring it out. It's a lot of work for Ask an Android, but it's one of my better videos. It truly is. Ask an Android's the shit. But for the most part, it's kind of whatever piques my interest in the moment. One of my my most watched video on YouTube, there's like my Oblivion Skyrim eating so much of my time. Dude, tell me about it. I recently got back into Skyrim at the end of last year with mods because I played the shit out of the game, but playing it with mods breathes new life into it. And I didn't do anything crazy like graphical or anything weird like that. I did quality of life mods to kind of try and update the game a little bit. So stuff like enhanced sneaking mechanics, because I love stealth games. It forces me to be patient. It's so easy to go run and gun, but like that's why I love Deus Ex so much. Deus Ex, I usually take the stealth approach. Yeah, that's what I do. I think today when I get home, I have a lot of Photoshop stuff to work on, so I'm gonna kind of focus on that. Got a few more minutes. Yeah, I got some Photoshop stuff to work on. My live stream on Twitch just looks like ass, so I'm gonna dress it up a bit and make it look just a little bit better. Well, considerably better. I'm actually gonna deck it all out, so I'm gonna do that. And what else do I gotta do? There's quite a few things I got to do. It's going to take a considerable amount of time. I am going to live stream again tonight because it was, like I'm telling you, if you check me out on Twitch, our live streams, they're so much better than these ones in the car. I'm telling you. So much better. So I try to stream every night around 8. So if you're interested, twitch.tv/MaceValor. Got a few more minutes to chill. Any questions, comments, concerns, hit them up. And I want to get back into writing because it has been a while. I have to re-download Scrivener, and I did lose quite a bit of stuff when I lost quite a bit of my material, the stuff I wrote when I did that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And eventually I do want to get a new M.2 drive. Just, obviously it's going to be a while, but I've noticed that, because I don't usually play games, I played games for a little bit last night, and there's a little bit of performance hiccup because it's coming off of the hard drive. So I know that when I played games on my M.2 drive, there was hardly any performance stutter at all. It was very quick. Yeah, so there are considerably more people. So I run a show called I Will Argue with Anyone About Anything. That's just the name of the show. We go into in-depth discussions. It could be about anything. We talk about politics, we talk about religion, we talk about, we talk about work, the economy. We talk about like everything. Which game is better than that game? What fucking cereal is better than that cereal? Like, we bring people on the show so they come and join Discord so they actually talk. So it's not like it's just me there. We have a group of people that come in and we have a conversation. Last night we had a guy that really well-rounded dude. He came on, we started talking about the Mormon church because he used to be a Mormon, and then he's an atheist now. And we were talking about the Mormon church and trying to get an understanding of what their doctrine's like, because I don't really know. And And then branching off from that, we ended up talking about mechanical keyboards, custom-made mechanical keyboards, like the enthusiast hobby type stuff. So, yeah, it goes crazy. We could start talking about one thing and then branch off into something totally different, unrelated. So, it's pretty dope. Yeah, it was, and it was, you know, we had a pretty good conversation. He gave pretty good rationale for why he was the way he was, and you know, it was pretty dope. They're right around the corner, so like I'll head over in like 5 minutes. So um, so part of that part of the conversation I actually missed because I had to run out to the kitchen real quick. So that reason I still don't know. Next time he comes on, I'll have to ask him. But yeah, we get pretty good numbers. There's way more people on Twitch than there are on YouTube that watch me. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I've been trying to get you guys to stop watching my live streams on YouTube. My live streams on Twitch are way better because there's so many more people. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind having a conversation with just you. That's fine. But being able to have a lot of people join the conversation and we can actually have a discussion on something, you know, we don't live in an echo chamber. We have people that come on that completely disagree with me. Like the other night, we had someone that was on that was very vocal because their stance on the immigration policies in America were vastly different from mine. And so we were able to have a conversation about that. It doesn't get heated though. That's like my number one rule. It's like, hey, don't take it to heart. We all have different viewpoints. Just go with it. So yeah, so I'm gonna be spending today getting a lot of that stuff set up. After this job, though, I am headed to the Summerlin Mall because there's a shitload of Pokestops there, and I need Pokeballs in Pokemon Go. And also, it's Community Day, so there's a whole bunch of Totodiles out, and it actually already started. So I'm not gonna lie, I might actually miss it, which kind of sucks. But you know, we'll see. I might catch the last half of it. That's the thing too, man. It's like there's like, all right, fake wife. Her stepdad. He's from Mexico. He still has his Mexican citizenship. He renews his visa like every year or whatever. Like he renews his green card like every year. He's married. He has kids. He holds on to his Mexican citizenship because he loves his heritage and he doesn't mind having to go through the correct channels to make sure he can stay here. I mean, technically, he could become a citizen. He's been married for fucking God knows how many years to her mom. And they have a kid together and shit. And it's like he came over the proper way. He is super conservative. And immigration for him, it's like he came over through the proper channels. And it's an injustice to him to just allow people to come over willy-nilly. And it's not like that he came over and everything was peachy and everything like that. He brung himself up from a bad situation to a good one. I'm already at my data cap. Fantastic. Well, it's fine. It's prepaid. So it's not going to get charged more or anything. Like, that's an interesting thing. Like, I'm pro-wall on paper, but the reason why I'm kind of against it, and I'm still, like, I don't want illegal immigrants in our country, period. It doesn't matter where the fuck they're from. I don't want them here. You know, if you come over through the correct channels or you have a work visa or something like that, perfectly fine. Go ahead, come on over. Immigrants are what helped develop this country to what it is today. But if it wasn't so difficult to get dual citizenship, I would. My parents were born here. So dual citizenship is hard because Mexico is one of those countries that makes it very difficult to get dual citizenship. America is a very easy country to get dual citizenship. You know, you want to be a citizen here and you want to be a citizen of your home country, we're perfectly fine with that. But a lot of other countries are a lot more nationalistic than us. A lot of socialized countries, they want you to get rid of your citizenship in order to become a citizen there. Anyway, I got to get going. I got to go to this job. I will hit you guys up sometime today. As always, this is Mace Valor signing off.